Okay, up at Seathwaite Tarn again. Another cloudy evening, wind's blowing a little bit. Got my tent up, got the fire lit, kettle's on. Kettle's on. Get a bit of smoke, as usual. Quite like Seathwaite Tarn. It's quiet, good hills around you. I've just been down to the stream to get some water, and I've seen another tent. The guy in another tent is pitched right by the side of the United Utilities road in a green tent. I didn't go and say hello. Just got my water, heading back up into the hills, make my dinner. Last time I was up here, I hid a stash of wood, so I didn't have to carry quite so much. Nobody's found it. So, very good do. Very good do that. Kettle on. Tonight we're having Tesco Everyday Value instant mashed potatoes with no artificial colour or flavours. I've brought some butter and we're having sausages. I knew this knife had come in handy. Oh, look at that now, lovely. Look at that. There we have it. Bangers and mash a la Seathwaite Tarn. Yum yum. I can highly recommend that. Tesco Everyday Value instant mashed potato. Just bring with you a nice big knob of butter and some salt. I put it in a little Tupperware. Lock and lock. And Aldi 8 mini pork sausages. I would give that 8 out of 10. What about you, Millie? What about you, matey? How many do you give it? I give it at least 8 out of 10. Definitely. Definitely on the wagometer. Now, don't be touching anything else now. You're not washing up. We'll do that tomorrow. Another reason why I came back to Seathwaite Tarn is to try and find these Norse longhouses that have recently been excavated. I've managed to get the map coordinates of 3 of them, so, and they're not too far from here. And it's a nice, if it's not pouring down in the morning, I'll go and have a look for them. Apparently the Norsemen came over here about 1,000 years ago, possibly from Ireland, possibly from the Isle of Man, and they started farming the land. And they built these houses in 2 halves. One half where they lived and the other half was where the cattle lived. So I've no idea how big they are. Get a bit crowded. Get a bit crowded if you had 10 sheep in a small house. Morning. It's 7:10.
which means I've slept for 8.5 hours. Oh, I don't want you to see me. I've slept for 8.5 hours, which isn't bad. They say six for a man, 7 for a woman, 8 for a fool. So me and you are fools now, matey. Aren't we? We're fools, eh? This morning, I'm going to get the fire lit, have a cup of coffee, have a biscuit, eh? Pack up, and then we're going to have a look for these Norse longhouses. Eh? And then I'm going to have to drive all the way to the end of the valley to send a text to my mate to let him know that I'm alright, and then I'm going to drive all the way back to the top of the valley and climb up the mountain of Kor. So that's my plan for today. See you in a bit.
Well, it's morning time. Kettle on. Just boiling the water that I took from the stream. I used the, excuse all this junk. Yeah. I used the Soya mini filter. Filtered it into the kettle. Then boiled it, so that should be fine. It's a beautiful morning up in the Lake District. Scafell Pike covered in cloud. You can just see side there, slight side. Hartefell, just while the kettle's boiling, show you my tent. It's the Saunders Space Packer Plus. Great tent. If you get your hands on one of these, get it. Won't let you down. Saunders Space Packer Plus. Fantastic tent. Tons of room. Doesn't leak. Doesn't blow over in a gale. Room for 2 people. Easy. My sleep system. Neo Air. Rab 600. Nature Hike pillow. Push it over there like that. And you've still got room for another one here. Great little tent this. Highly recommended. A little stainless steel cutlery strainer cooker. Still going strong. Nice cup of tea. Cup of coffee. Right, we're going to see now if I can find these Norse longhouses. I managed to get the National Grid reference, which is the figures on the right, 32426 49758. I managed to get those, but I couldn't make any sense of them. No matter where I looked, I couldn't find that grid reference. One program I put it into pointed to a place near the Azores, which clearly is wrong. And eventually I found out that you need a 6-digit British grid reference, so 32426 had a 0 at the end, 49758 had a 0 at the end. I then tried putting it into View Ranger, but they wanted to know which latitude zone I was in. I have no idea. Anyway, eventually I found an app which allowed you to put the 6-digit British grid reference in, and it came out with the Ordnance Survey reference SD 24260 and then the 97580. Looking at the map references, the Ordnance Survey grid references, they all seem to be quite close together. So if I find one, the others won't be that far away. Right, let's go, see how we get on. Right, well this is definitely a Norse longhouse. There's a lot of work done to it. A lot of excavation, a lot of rebuilding. Must have been pretty impressive when it was originally built. It certainly had a heck of a view. Nice level spot, I guess that was probably why they chose it. The Norse people came over here about 1,000 years ago from Ireland and Isle of Man. Probably looking for new pastures. Must have come across in boats. Probably used the Isle of Man as a staging post. And some of them ended up here. They brought the sheep with them and the goats and the pigs, whatever else they used to use, farm. The animals provided food, meat for the table. The sheep and the goats would provide dairy products, cheese, I guess. All stuff that they could either eat or trade if they had a surplus. And then if they had a good year, like we're having this year, they'd have an abundance of young, so they'd have more trading to do. And that's how they lived their lives, basically. I don't know whether they lived up here all year long or whether it's just a summer thing. We're not particularly high up. We're about 200 metres. The valley would have been covered in trees, much more than it is today. They probably had other accommodation down there, I'd have thought. Keep a fire lit. Plenty of water. Might get flooded out occasionally. Yes, they just had to do the best they could. Anyway, I'll see if I can find the others now. Back at the car now, none the worse for wear. I didn't manage to find the other two Norse houses. They're all in the same vicinity. Perhaps they haven't been excavated yet. You can only really build them on flat ground. I looked at every bit of flat ground I could find. There was nothing. I'll do a little bit more research next time before I come back. Today's plan, and drive to the end of the valley, send my buddy a text, let him know I'm alright. I'm going to do a bit of shopping, buy some more provisions for tonight, and tonight I'm going to camp up on maybe Core. Maybe White Pike. Not sure yet. I've had a good wash. I've got all the gear I need in my car. Washing gear, portable gas stove, fresh water, kettle, towel, shaving kit, wash sponge. I've got all my breakfast cereal, milk, sugar, dog's food. Everything I need really. Certainly enough for 2 nights. Looks like it's going to be another glorious day up here. I'm parked right at the bottom of Walnut Scar Road. There's quite a few walkers gone past already. But nobody else is parked here. There's a sign at the bottom, it says unfit for cars. No. They probably just thought it wasn't a good road, but you can park here, no problem. See you in a bit. This is day 2 of my 2-day wild camp up in the lakes. I've left Seathwaite Town behind. I'm now a couple of miles away, halfway up a hill called Caw, C-A-W. I have camped up here before, so I know where I'm going. There's a stream halfway up just past the mine, so I shouldn't have any problems there. And I've just come across some carnivorous plants growing in the rock face. I'll just show you those. I don't know if you can make them out. These are sundews, carnivorous plants. The water up here is very acidic, so they can't get the nutrients out of the water, so they've developed a method of trapping flies, insects, and extracting the minerals that way. It's not often you see these. They are quite beautiful. Try and keep this in focus. Very nice, that. Anyway, onward and upward. Time for some coffee. Got the Soya mini filter. Filled this bottle up at the stream. So I'm going to filter it and boil it. I use half tonight and then off in the morning. The stream's quite a long way down the hill. So that should do it, I think. Morning. 6:30 in the morning. Had about 7.5 hours sleep. Got a little bit chilly in the night. I forgot to bring my pyjama top. So, even though it's the middle of August, you don't need to get a little bit of wind outside, and it soon chills down. So I'll put that on my list of things that I have to bring. What else have I learned? Well, I came to wild camping rather late in life. I'm 64. I get a few funny looks, but if you're not going to do it now, when are you going to do it? So this year really has been my first year. This is my 12th wild camp. I've been coming to the same area all the time. Makes it a little bit easier because you've a lot to learn with wild camping. What have I learned? Well, weight is probably the big thing. I finally learned that if you buy one of those little Soya mini filters and just get water either where you're camping, which on top of a hill is not always possible, but if you get it even halfway up the hill, you've saved yourself a lot of effort. And I've learned that you only need to carry just as much as you need. So if you're just going to have a cup of coffee in the evening, a cup of coffee at night, one of these small bottles, which is, I don't know how many mils, 500 ml probably. One of these small bottles with a mini filter on top. That's fine. If you're a clumsy bugger like me and knock your kettle over, then you've got to wait until you're halfway down the hill again before you can have a brew. So, don't be clumsy. What else have I learned? I've learned that in summer you only need to wear trainers. You don't need to wear great big heavy boots in summer. If you get, my feet have been wet, but the day after they normally dry out again, and I haven't been that uncomfortable. So that's something I've learned. What else have I learned? That, well, certainly when you get to 64, you want at least a 20-ounce piss bottle, because I've been up 3 times in the night, and you don't want to be going outside in the cold, bloody half naked. So get yourself a decent sized piss bottle. What else have I learned? You need to learn to be organised. Eventually you get sick and tired of keep rooting through your rucksack, trying to find this, trying to find that. So I've bought myself an Osprey rucksack, which has got plenty of, it's got a big main compartment for your tent and your sleeping bag and sleeping mat and your pillow and your cooking gear, if you're going to carry cooking gear. But it's also got lots of little side pockets, top pockets, pockets in the straps. And if you learn to keep things in the same pocket all the time, then you save yourself a lot of bloody messing trying to find them. So for instance, in one side pocket I have a pair of gloves, which I use when I'm putting my tent up, because you don't want to get sheep shit all over your hands. In the other side pocket I got my torch and my tissues. In one of the strap pockets you can keep your coffee, so you know where to get it first thing in the morning. You know exactly where it is. In the top pockets, that's where I keep the soya filter and my wash and my little refillable bottle. I keep my gas canister in the top compartment, and then I also have a plastic see-through bag. Oh, sorry. Plastic see-through bag where I keep all my toiletries, tape, cigarette lighter, clothes peg, clothesline, little bits of stuff like that. Knowing where to find things is important, otherwise you're constantly rooting through your bloody rucksack. What else have I learned? I've learned that you don't really need a big tent like this. This is a 2-man Saunders Space Packer Plus, and it's a fantastic tent. But last night, when I set off, I decided I was going to bring a litre of water with me. And I picked my rucksack up, and I felt the difference in the weight. I thought, no, sod it. I'll dump the water, I'll get some water when I get up there. And just that 1 kilogram less in weight made a big difference. Well, this tent weighs 2¼ kilograms. So if I can shave 1 kilogram off that by getting a smaller tent, then I'll feel the difference going up the hill. So those are the things I've learned, really. Oh, there's other bits of things. This is the beginning of. This is day 2. I've camped out twice. I've camped out 2 nights, so this is the beginning. Day 1, beginning of day 3, really. You start to pong a bit, especially when you're sharing a tent with a dog. MAT. I'm not blaming you, but it is time for a change of clothes. So you could stay out indefinitely and just end up looking like a bloody tramp. But I'm going to go home today, get washed up, get cleaned up. Got to think about what I've learned and start shopping for some new gear, which is always the best bit. Alright, so seeing as I've just knocked my bloody kettle over, I'm going to have to pack up and have a brew halfway down the hill. So, see you later.